you don't mind me, sir.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So, I've got 2. So that one is also done weekly.
Yeah. Oh, that's a lot of work. And you're editing all of them yourself too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I do the editing myself. So that's the thing. It's like, although I'm not dropping as frequent as I'd like to,
Yeah.
it's on the other one I'm dropping weekly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
sometimes
it's easier to drop weekly with football because
yes, but then that one is a lot more stressful and well, not stressful, not to say in a negative way, but that one is, I'm pressed for time on that one because football is only relevant for a certain amount
it's
of
relevant
time.
for that week until the next game.
Yeah, until the next game, after that it matters not. So that one, I have to be
Like,
vigilant on that one.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
And then on this one, because there's an element of timelessness, it doesn't matter when you watch it, it's a lot easier, but it's also a lot easier to go 2 weeks without sitting down with someone.
Yeah.
But really, this is kind of the mothership, or this is how I go comfortable with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this is the one that opened that door.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you still want to keep
the
energy of
yes,
this one.
and because
not,
because I really enjoy this one, because this one it's not really based on my opinions. It's almost like educational for me to learn about the other person and kind of learn the stories, whereas the other one, it's just my perception and how I see the game.
Yeah, the other one's all about, it's more journalistic.
Yes, it's more so just about me running my mouth.
Yeah.
Whereas this one has a lot more to do with digesting. Because on the other one, it's like, I gotta lean more into my opinion. Do you believe your opinion? Do you believe on what you're saying? Or, just saying something for clout. Whereas this one, it's like...
It's free.
Exactly. Yeah, so no, it's multi-layered, but it's fun. Doing both of them, it's fun. It gives me something to do. And also, like I said, we were talking earlier about following your spirit and taking risks. And there's no risk in any of them, except following my spirit and doing what I'm doing. So I know I've just read my mouth there about my 2 podcasts. Actually, you know what? Since we're already recording, do check out Two Touch Podcast. That one is about football. But now, let's get into it. Today I'm joined by the homie Saf.
Yeah.
Saf is a poet, let's say.
Yep.
But then I found out quite a number of things throughout the conversation that we had.
Yeah. I'm a poet, rapper, theatre maker, a little bit. I like words, basically.
And also you're a judge. You're a judge of words. You also judge words.
I've judged a few poetry slams here and there.
Yeah, because that's actually how we met. Because I was just curious as to, as you judge this and then you're giving the score, I'm thinking to myself, what are you basing it on, type of thing? Yeah. Is it tell me about that.
I mean, so with that specific
that was
competition, one mic stand by Young Identity. So they judge you on 2 categories,
right? Content
and performance,
right?
But obviously with each there's nuances and there's ideas. So with the content it's poetry. So you got to think about the rhythm, the rhyme, the metaphors, the concept thought, and it's how they use the poetic devices and all that. Because it's not, because you could have one poem where they're rhyming all the way through. It's a great rhyme.
Yeah,
and
it's a
another
nice
one
rhyme scheme, but
doesn't have any rhymes in it.
And what it's talking about.
So you've also got to compare the concept and the topic they're talking about.
Okay.
So it's difficult. I'd say judging is more difficult than competing.
Okay.
For sure.
Do you think it makes it easier having, because that's the thing, that was my question, right? In terms of okay, cool, those are the scores of the game. I was really vibing with that one, but fair enough, I wonder what they picked up. And then I thought to myself, wait, I wonder if they actually do perform this, because to me, it would add a lot of, not validity per se, but
as a perspective, I mean, not everyone that was judging was a performer, but they were all artists in some way.
Yeah.
And I guess for me, after being in slams and competing in slams, there's a certain respect I want the performer or the competitor to have, and to be given. Yeah. And as a competitor, I want certain respect from the artist, from the judges, and I expect a certain level of objectivity. I would hope the judges aren't judging based on subjectivity. It's based
Yes.
on what they vibe with most. So I wasn't
So
necessarily.
it's essentially based on taste.
Yeah.
to a certain
So
extent.
yeah, because at the end of the day, poetry and art is based on taste. It's all subjective things, but as a judge of that, I don't think in that space, your subjectivity. I mean, it should play a part, but I don't think it should be one of the. It shouldn't be. And you've got to be willing to hear something that you like. And accept that it's not as good as something else that you didn't necessarily like.
However, the structure of it
the structure
ticked
of
all
it
the
all.
boxes.
Exactly, ticked all the boxes, ticked all the performance boxes.
Right. The delivery was on point.
The delivery was on point. So like, you could have someone do a poem about, I don't know, a cheese toasty. And the other person does a poem about world peace, for example.
We all fighting for world peace. However, if you did
but
drop
maybe
it
this
right,
person didn't do as great of a job, but I resonated with everything they said. This
and
person,
also how it makes you feel, I guess. Because
Exactly.
the cheese toasty one could have some humor,
it
little
could have
things
some
that
things
you relate to it.
but it's
you praying yourself when you take
exactly.
out the toaster.
It talks about the story. Maybe it does this. Maybe it was just
I hear you.
more dissected. Like maybe it was just a simple concept executed intelligently, for example. Whereas the other one was used a lot of buzzwords, for example. Used a lot of
things that are kind of every day.
Yeah, and I'm also quite skeptical with poetry and stuff. So like, I don't like. This might sound like I'm going at poets, but
I mean, you're a poet yourself. So,
it's like, it's the idea of like grabbing low hanging fruit. Like, you could take something and say the easy points of it. Like, use the easy things that people will react to. You might use the certain words, like, I can't think of an example. Like, let's take the world peace example. And like, you might want to talk about the state of the world, and you'll start talking about the obvious things, Trump, immigration, whatever. And you use the trigger words.
So it's leaning towards the trigger words
rather than the
message.
actual topic. So you've sort of got to look at that too, and it's judging is difficult. I don't like judging, I'm not gonna lie.
Have you been judged before?
Yeah.
How was it from that side?
Being judged is a lot easier. I can compete all day. I'd rather do that than judge competitors. That's why I haven't judged a lot, to be fair.
No, man. Let's take it from the top. Actually, when did you start writing? Like, what inspired you to write? Because to get judged, I'm assuming you've done some time. Not in the new
10,000 hours.
Exactly.
Well, I wrote from an early age. Like from, I think my first song, I was in like year 4, and I tried to write it for like the class to sing and shit, and it was really fucking embarrassing. Wait, can I swear and shit?
Yeah, you can swear.
All right, cool.
Be yourself, man. Like, that's what I hope for.
Bless. So yeah, it was low-key kind of embarrassing. It was all like, we want peace. It's the whole thing.
World peace, funny enough.
See where my mind state is at, but that was like the first song, and like my first rap in like year 5 or year 6 was a diss track to Shakespeare.
Oh, wow, okay.
I went crazy from the get-go.
Why? I swear he died like a couple of years ago. Like, what are you mad at him for?
The teachers were all talking about Shakespeare all the time, and it was a whole thing. And I was a little bit militant from a young age, and I was like, why are we talking about this dude? He's overrated.
It's like, why can't I write with your perspective?
Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, I got. Personally, I think DMX is better than Shakespeare.
I hear that.
So I was like,
interesting. I agree. Go on. I agree, actually.
But hey, not that Shakespeare, like, as older I got, Shakespeare's cold, he did his thing, and I do, like, his writing is...
X resonates more with me, but say what you're saying.
No, I'm like, but yeah, I was beefing Shakespeare. That was my first, like, rap that I wrote. But once I started actually taking the idea of the craft, I was like 14 in year 9, and again, my English teacher I was sort of not listening in class and stuff, and I was like, these guys are irrelevant.
Yeah.
And the teacher was like, no, you can learn some shit. And I was like, I can do better than
Yeah,
them.
you sure? Watch this.
Yeah, and I was like, watch me do more. But then I started getting into it and realized, no, I don't know shit here.
Yeah, interesting.
And I actually fell in love with the craft of poetry and
Yeah.
started trying to learn in that sense, and started writing rather than just thinking I can do it. I
Yeah.
started learning what it was,
All right, okay. No.
what poetry was.
That's actually quite interesting because I remember, like, you know, Instagram and all this and that. I seen this thing about a knowledge graph that you see, like, it goes like this. When you think you know, is actually the point where you realize, actually, I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know. There's so much to be done.
Erica Badu said it.
Okay.
Fuck, I forgot the quote. He who knows that he knows nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
yeah.
like that. Like, I resonate with that. Okay, so like, wait. So, like I said before, I wasn't aware of your music side, but really that was your beginning, or your start of it.
Yeah.
So then, now let's stay on the poetry side. How did it transition into poetry now, or was it because of Shakespeare?
It sort of happened hand in hand. So
Right.
like, as I was getting these poets that I was learning about in school, and from my parents, even my parents were showing me a lot of African poetry, poetry, and again, actually, poetry's always been involved. Like,
Right.
ever since when I was in school in Kenya, they used to teach us poems, like teach us how to
okay.
write poems, and there were certain styles there. So it's always sort of been a thing. But then when I started learning about it, I was also an avid hip hop fan.
Right. Okay.
So hip hop, especially in those times, lyrics was lyrics.
Yes.
So if I'm analyzing a poem, I started spending that time doing that with lyrics.
Yeah, because then
So,
you're looking
know,
at the rhythm and the lyrics.
yeah, and like looking at the poetics, finding poetic devices in in raps, and like I was bare into Eminem at the time, so it was just like taking those and finding the rhyme schemes, finding the poetic devices, finding the metaphors, and just looking at raps in that sense.
Right. Okay.
So it sort of merged in my brain quite early. The two things
that
became
they
the
do
same.
coexist. They live in the same realm.
Exactly.
Just
So-
one basically is a cappella, the other
and the
one.
one isn't. Yeah.
Right.
And
okay.
that's how poetry works for me.
right.
So
okay.
I don't particularly differentiate the raps from the poems.
Okay.
And
so,
a lot of my raps
interesting.
do work
in both forms.
in
yeah.
both forms.
Actually, Subs performed Marijuana Fumes there, which was taken from the song and applied into exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So like,
yeah. And
sorry, what can I say?
I was gonna say, because I saw the conversation you guys had about that, and it was interesting talking about how he was saying about how he was changing certain lyrics to certain bits of delivery, or adding bits to add context and stuff when you're on stage. And it's like, that is something you have to consider. And like, sometimes it doesn't work for every piece, but sometimes it's like, why can't I do that for this one too?
Yeah.
Like, why can't I find a way to make what would work here work here?
Yeah.
So
how do I fit this
how
in
do I
here
fit this in
and
here?
let it stand on its own 10 toes?
And the same way. And if I've written a complete pure like 16 bar rap, how can I deliver those exact words?
Because you have to relate that message in that time frame.
Yeah. So how can I do that exactly the same way and change no words?
Yeah.
But also do it here. So it's like, it's sort, for me, those questions are sometimes fun, because it's like, I'll sit there with a beat and it sounds like I've come up with a new flow or something, but I just sat there for a week trying to fit these words into these bars that I've already written.
Okay, so wait, is it, is that your writing process then? Because like, I was just going to ask, how do you differentiate between the two when you're writing? Do you get the beat first? Or why? I wanted to let the music marinate a little bit. I wanted to concentrate on the poetry. But then I guess, in general, how do you differentiate then whenever you're writing?
I don't really.
Oh, right, okay.
I sort of write what comes up. So if I'm in my kitchen thinking I want to write something, if one of the beats I'm listening to works, I'll start writing to that beat, or I'll just start writing sometimes. Or if I'm in the studio and Fees is making a beat, I'll start writing as he's making the beat.
Right.
And like the verse evolves as the beat evolves and the song comes out of that.
Yeah.
Or, yeah.
That's one thing I did notice in music, though, but we'll get into it.
Yeah.
So, like, what made you transition into now going to perform your poetry? Because to me, it sounds like in the birth of it all, it was more so, yes, poetry exists, I acknowledge it. However, my thing is the music.
So weirdly enough, I didn't want to be a performer for a long time. So I just wanted to write the shit. I wanted to write raps and poetry. I just wanted to do it. And like my goal in life was to be a barrister. And like I was always good at performing and like public speaking. I did a lot of public speaking growing up, like just community stuff or like debate clubs and like just standing in front of people and saying words. So I was comfortable with that. And even at uni, we would do moots and stuff like that. And it was like being, I was more leaning to that side.
So it's
of
like by
public speaking.
default, it was just there.
Yeah. So it was a thing. But then once it made sense in my head that I wanted to write these words, but then put it out. Like I wanted to speak the words.
Yeah.
And I've never been fully comfortable with other people saying my words. So,
yeah, it's like, that's not your story.
It's like I put in the work, so I should say it. It only makes sense in that way. Not that there isn't a thing.
Yeah, there's nothing negative.
About that, and not that I'm not open to do that.
Yeah.
But it's when I'm writing something about me, which is what a lot of what my work is stuff that I want to say. I'd rather be the one to say it. And then, I always liked rappers, so it was always a thing.
So there's an element of how you want it to be delivered.
Yeah.
Even if it's someone else, it's like, no, I don't believe you, because I know the truth.
Because I know what it is, and it's like, when it comes to the craft of delivering and performing things and saying things, it's got to sound a certain bit of truthful.
Yeah.
And perspective is very important, because how someone delivers something can very be affected by how much knowledge they have behind those words. And certain things I'm not willing to then disclose to the person. And I'm like, oh, this story came from this. I want it to stay in that.
And also you don't want it to be a stick up for the other person getting questioned about those.
Exactly.
Like,
so it's like, I'm going to say this because I have to be the one to say this.
Okay.
Boom. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I've said a bunch of random shit.
No. Like, it makes sense in terms of how you want the art delivered. And essentially you came from, or your background is performing by default, but ultimately you love the pen. So it just made sense to roll the two
together.
Okay.
And I realized the whole reason I wanted to be a barrister and do these things is because I liked performing.
Yeah.
And if I roll back the years to when I was a kid, there'll be like my family have stories of being at a function or whatever, and I'm running up saying, I want to.
Yo, where's the mic at? Let me do some. Yo,
I'll just go,
play the track. Let me
pull up something. I got something to say, and then just bust out a nursery rhyme like I wrote it. You know, and like that was always just a thing for me.
Okay, so do you get anxiety then when you go on stage?
Every time. Every time.
And how do you get past that? Or what does it look like?
I don't eat until I finish the performance.
Okay.
I smoke a lot. I drink a lot of water. Basically, I live on water from the moment I wake up that day.
Knowing that, okay, I've got a
Knowing
performance.
that's what it is. And like,
What
make sure there's nothing in my pockets when I'm on stage. I'm as light as possible.
Yeah, so it's almost like you've got, without calling it a ritual, but you've got your own checklist of things to do before.
Yeah. I got songs that I have to listen to before I go on stage.
Are they your own songs?
No. It's Lose Yourself by Eminem. Santana and Dido. I See Fire. It's not fire, it's something fire. I can't believe I forgot the name. But and then yeah, those two songs have to be played, and then whatever it is that
Yeah, however you're feeling on the day.
yeah, like it's usually a song that I've been listening to during that time. I have
Oh,
to
as
listen.
a build up. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
and those
Yeah.
are the ones.
Why do you think that? Because it's kind of, yeah, it's basically like you're fasting,
Yeah.
like when you are.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think that does to you in terms of performance?
It just leaves me. I feel more free. Like I can do stuff. Like there's no weight on me.
Right. Okay.
So if I feel like there's a weight on me, like I might eat something and then it will weigh in my head. So I'll be like, oh, now I'm gonna feel bloated. I'm gonna feel bloated, and I'm gonna feel heavy, and I'm gonna struggle.
It's almost
to move
like you want to be in optimum. You want to be in optimum whereby the blood is going to the right places.
Every time
It's
there's
not
there's no
going-
distractions anywhere. Like the internal body has nothing to do.
Yeah, you just
but,
pretty much like
yeah,
bring down the frequencies
it's
to operate.
just being on stage. Everything is focused on just being on stage.
Okay.
And nothing else.
Do you intentionally fast then, like just in general?
Well, I'm Muslim by background, so fasting is a
Okay.
thing.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Eid and Ramadan.
It's
yeah,
Ramadan every time fasting for Ramadan, and also just in day to day, I kind of just live on 1 meal, 2 meals a day.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's,
Interesting. So wait, do you think, if you're Muslim by background, do you think that has an influence in your pen?
100%, 100%. I mean, poetry, at least to not to offend nobody or anything, but God is the ultimate artist, right?
Yeah.
This is the ultimate
Undeniable.
poet, right? And the Quran was written by God's words, was God's words transcribed. And it's written in rhythm, it's written in rhyme, it's written in metaphor.
Yeah. Oh, there's a whole lot of metaphors.
So essentially poetry.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So it is. I struggle. I don't. I will know what I want to say, but it's hard to find the words because it's hard to say it without sounding blasphemous.
Okay.
Because
When
it's
articulate in such a way. Yeah.
yeah, because it's like it's not that I'm trying to replicate God's work, but it's like if I'm gonna partake in a form of creation, then I have to try
And embody some
and
sort
embody
of spirit
something
from that, or
something,
his existence.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. No. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so there's an influence there immediately in that sense.
Okay.
Because I can't not listen or read
And know about.
and know about God without having some poetic analysis within it.
Okay. I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I get you.
I've got to look at the poetic devices and how they're used.
And also the message you're trying to put across.
And exactly. And again, even though they don't say this when they teach in English, the message and the intention of the piece is a poetic device in itself.
Yeah. Because it's
So-
almost like determining how it's going to be actually received.
Yeah.
Or acknowledging that someone has to receive this.
Exactly.
It's kind of like cooking food. Like,
Exactly.
you're making food for someone.
And that's why
make it
everything is
presentable.
art at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because like it's all a presentation. It's all a form. Oh, this is going to sound again blasphemous. It's all a form of humans playing God.
Yeah.
We're all
'Cause
just
there is
we're just
creation,
trying to
yeah.
create some shit.
Yeah. No,
And being and
I mean, he is the
controlling
ultimate
it.
creator.
Yeah, exactly. And we're creating things and trying to gain control
Yeah.
every time. And
Okay.
not to sound like it's a negative thing, but like we're all trying to control stuff, and that's why we create things.
Yeah.
To
'cause-
control a bit of our existence.
Yes, because we have the somewhat control in terms of what we're doing because it's in our hands.
Exactly.
Yes, you may have other people influence what you're doing. However, it is a creation of
Yeah.
some sort. Oh, right.
Yeah, so the Islamic influence is in there. And I also talk a lot about existence and mortality and death and shit like that. So
Okay. So a random question that just popped into my head. See, when you're beefing Shakespeare, did you write it in his language?
yeah, a little bit.
Sorry.
a little bit. I wish I could. I don't even remember the bars like that. It was a long time ago. But I sat there. I was reading. Like we were doing Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they were just gassing bare, and I was like, bro, I swear this guy is just speaking.
Yeah.
And they were like,
He's just
nah,
saying words, it just sounds fine.
It's got this rhythm, everything,
sonnet
and the
and
writing
all,
is, he's written it in poet. And I'm like, dude is just speaking. You just, all you did was analyze his speech patterns.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
And
Because
get
there's
it.
a rhythm to how we speak in general.
Yeah.
Even though you were hating on him, but yeah.
This is what I was hating. I'm not gonna. I was hating.
Yeah.
But yeah, and it's like it's something I always get when I'm doing workshops with people, with young people and that, and they're asking me ways they can work with their poetry and like find rhythm. I always say, figure out the average, like your syllables.
Yeah.
Figure out how many syllables you use per sentence.
Yeah, how
in your
do
thing.
you, yeah, what's the rhythm when you're saying
rhythm?
sentences?
Yeah, like what's your rhythm when you speak? And
Yeah.
if you can do poetry to that rhythm, you're gonna sound different to
Yeah,
everybody
because
else.
then it's a lot more sort of, what's the word
Like
I'm trying to say?
Like
It's a lot more truer, if that's a word, because
Yeah.
you are the speaker of it. I guess it
Exactly.
goes back to why you wanted to deliver your own words.
Yeah.
So like, wait, actually, no, I'm going to go back to Romeo and Juliet. Well, why did you beef that poem specifically?
Ego. In hindsight, it was all ego. I just thought I was a sick guy.
Yeah. Okay.
But at the time, it was almost. At the time, genuinely, it was me thinking I can do this.
Romance better. Yeah.
Yeah, like I was looking at it and I was like, I can do this. Why am I learning about this guy?
Yeah.
But
Put me in
also
the
at this,
court, yeah.
yeah, like just put me right in there. I will write a fucking play.
Yeah.
But over time and actually then trying to do these things, I realized that no, I couldn't do this shit. I need to learn some shit. And Shakespeare was a guy.
Okay.
Like you know what I mean?
I hear that. So like, that's interesting, right? Because I'm just going to quickly transition from the love triangle of Romeo and Juliet and say, your album,
Yeah.
it sounds like, okay, when I listened to it, I thought the sort of concept or what you're going for, it's a story about love. Or maybe there's love intertwined in the fabric of that album. Tell me about that album. Oh yeah, the album is called
Vanta Blues.
Vanta Blues, yeah.
Vanta Blues. Well, I guess we'll start with the title. The title comes from the Vanta Black, which is like the blackest thing and it absorbs light.
Oh right,
Be the
right.
blackest
Okay,
thing.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we took the Vanta and then blues, the genre,
Yeah, blues is in.
because
Yeah,
like you know, like the sad darkness blues, and made essentially the bluest blues,
yeah.
right? And like at the time,
So it's basically saying black.
yeah, exactly.
Sorry, pardon my
no,
process. Yeah,
exactly.
sorry. It took me a minute, but I was getting.
Because
I
it's
was
exactly,
working.
you know,
Yeah,
blue,
black.
with the history of
Yeah,
blues
yeah,
being
yeah,
like
yeah.
like a black
Yeah.
genre of music
Yeah.
and how tragic
Yeah.
blues in itself
Yeah.
has been and the appropriation of it. It's a whole and then
right.
Vanta. The,
Sorry, that was yeah. That was
yeah, that's
Okay.
exactly
Sick.
it. You're the first person to catch that.
Really?
Yeah.
I take that. Well, I mean, granted, the album only came out recently, but I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah, for real. But yeah, so that's that, and then it's I've been working on deciphering a concept that I've come up with the term, but I don't fully understand what it means, and I've been trying to decipher it. And it's forever alone is destiny, and darkness is the only constant.
Forever alone is destiny.
And darkness is the only constant. So
Oh shit! Because whenever you're alone, it's gonna be darkness anyway. Like, at the end, it's darkness.
it's
At the end of
darkness.
light, it's
Yeah,
darkness.
exactly. A light has a beginning and an end. Darkness
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
that
wow,
type of
okay,
shit. And when I was coming up with this concept, I was also going through a few affairs of the heart, as some would say, and so was Fees. We were both going through some things with
The trials and
relationships and women,
tribulations
you know, of you know, emotions and that. So we started writing this stuff, and he was making the music coming from that angle,
Okay.
and making the beats, and I was coming to the music like trying to decipher this concept, but from a romantic love perspective.
Right. Okay.
And so that's where a lot of the songs came from. And so there is a lot of stuff talking about love and heartbreak.
Yeah.
and the inevitability of heartbreak
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Because I think you're using sort of not an interlude as such, but there's that distorted voice that carries
Yeah.
throughout the album. Is that kind of like a therapist, or is that a conversation between
So
you two?
it was a conversation between a person and a therapist, even though the therapist only shows up at like the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, actually, fun fact about that is that voice is a friend of mine called Emmanuel. Oh, he's a stand-up comedian.
Okay, shout out to you.
And yeah, shout out to Emmanuel. And he wrote those words.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like,
Yeah.
how
So
was that writing process?
I gave him the concept of the album, and we had the songs. So I was
Okay.
like, this is the concept of the album. This is what Vanta Blues means. This is what I'm trying to talk
Yeah.
about. These are the things about the songs. And then we sent him the songs.
Okay.
And then he wrote a whole thing. And then Fees chopped and cut some parts, and then added the music onto it and the sounds, and we added the
Okay,
the room and all of
so
that.
from jump, it was a concept. It wasn't like there's a whole lot of songs that are here, and then oh wait, it sounds kind of cohesive. They're all made in the same timeline, so let's make a project out of it, or let's see what we see, and then make it an album. Okay.
Like it was always the concept, but I guess when we were writing the songs at 1st, we were writing individual songs. It just so happened that I was so fixated on this concept,
Yeah.
and we were both going through these things.
So it just made itself
and
apparent in the midst of it
it
as
just
well.
made itself. So I think we were 6 songs in when we decided to make an album.
Right,
We
okay.
looked at these songs and we're like, oh shit! Like I sent him a message. I was like, bro, I just listened to these songs because he sent me back like the mixes, and I just listened to them, and I was like, I just listened to these back to back, and I think we have a project here. And then we're like, all right, cool. And I was like, I also have a name, by the way.
Yeah.
Boom. Here's the concept. And it was like, yeah, we've been doing this anyway. So
Yeah. So
we added the songs.
So it is a joint album that.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
So how did you choose the features? Because there's this I can't remember her name, but she's got a dope voice.
Sophie Mia?
Yeah.
Sophie Mia.
Yeah, because I was thinking like, you know, yeah.
Yeah, so Sophie's a mutual friend of both of me and Fees. And so with that song, actually, it was a sample. So we had found a sample,
Okay.
and we made it, and we were like, the sample's cool, but it doesn't sound real enough.
That's someone else's words being delivered.
Yeah. So we're like, we needed to get it right, and we're like, Sophie, come in, can you help us out? Sophie came in and knocked it out the park.
Okay, yeah, because like I said, like it sounds very cohesive, like which I rate in terms of like, okay, I'm glad that I clocked the kind of love aspect to it, and the black, I'm dibs in that. I'm glad I clocked it.
No, you got that one.
So was it your first album? Because that's what I went straight to. If I'm being honest, it's like I was like, oh, what's this? Vanta Blues, and then I went.
Yeah.
So was it your first project?
No, it was our second project. Again, me and Fees made a project in 2022 called Ink is Blood, which conceptually was my pledge of loyalty. Like, again, at this point, this is how me and Fees met. I just put out on Instagram that I'm making an album and I need beats.
Oh, okay,
So,
that easy.
That easy.
Right.
And then
Speaking of just shoot your shot. and see what
yeah,
happens.
literally. I was like, I'm trying to make that album. Someone send me
Yeah, send me
beats.
beats, yeah.
And he hit me up and he was like, I got beats, bro, and sent me like 30 beats. And I was like,
Right.
I'm gonna write to all of this. And it was
yeah,
literally
yeah.
just like that. And then we started working from there. And the concept was my pledge of loyalty to the craft.
Okay.
And like,
I'm gonna check that one out.
yeah, please do. It was me basically saying I'm committing fully to being an artist. Whatever comes with it, comes with it.
Yeah. Do you
If
think
he dies, he dies.
Yeah. Do you think that's your calling?
Yeah, because I've tried to quit. I've tried to quit many a time.
Really?
Many a time.
What brought you back? You know what? Tell me why you quit first, and then come back to why you came back.
I mean, first off, going back to taking risks, when I decided, or like when I realized this is what I wanted to do, I was way deep into my degree, and all I could think about, like when I say all I could think about, I literally mean all I could think about was writing poetry and lyrics. Like I would not sleep. I'd be at uni in the library, right there to study and do my essays.
Yeah.
But I'd stay in the library all night.
Yeah.
And all I've done is write poetry.
Yeah.
Like I've
all those different type of words.
Yeah, literally. Like
Yeah.
I've been doing that, and it would be like a constant cycle. I'll be like, okay, maybe it's just the library environment. Maybe I need to go do it at home. So I'd come home to my parents, and then they'd be like, all right, cool, he's studying. No, I'm not. I'm writing bars. I'm just writing bars, which is ironic because I don't write as much now. But at the time, that's literally all I would do. I'd wake up in the morning, and the first thing I'm looking for before my toothbrush is a notebook.
You already penned something up at the toothbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just it was that. So I basically just left uni and didn't. It just and just went in, and I was like, with no idea at this point.
So it makes sense why the first album was just about your love of the art and dedication, I guess.
Yeah, because like I went in with no idea of how to make anything happen. I did no contacts, no nothing. None of my friends, apart from my friend Artie, who made beats, and we sort of started doing stuff together. No one else in my circle really was into poetry or arts in that sense.
Okay.
So I had really just no way in.
Yeah.
And just,
so you just go with your own ignorance and just follow your spirit.
Found stuff. Luckily, I found Young Identity, the ones who host One Mic Stand.
Yeah.
And they're a poetry organization, and they do weekly workshops.
Okay.
So when I found them through entering a random competition, and they were doing the workshops there, I just got with those and just found.
And then certain doors just opened themselves.
Yeah, and then found musicians through there. Found this, just going to events and just trying to be a poet.
Okay, so then I guess that's what brings you back to a certain extent. No, that's actually sick. Yeah.
But then it's like, it's not an easy road per se. There's zero money in it. You're growing old. You got bills to pay and shit. And it's like,
but
should I really be going all in?
It's like, do you actually love it though? Because I'm assuming for you to do it, there's also a therapeutic element.
100%. And that's sort of how I end up getting back, kept going back, because I'd be like, I'm done with this shit. I'm finished. And then all I can do after that is write everything. Every time I just want to write.
Yeah, you just want to write about the experience you just had.
That's sort of kind of how this album came through too, because I had this Vanta blues. Because even after I went back on my word of Ink is Blood.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm done. I need to get my shit together. I got people to look after. I need to be more focused on that.
Okay.
So I was like, I'm done. And then I even called up Fees. I was like, Fees, I know we got some tracks coming, and these were some of the songs that ended up being on the album. And I was like, I know we got these tracks that are half written and shit, but out of like the friendship and shit, we're gonna finish these songs and put them out, and that's me done.
Yeah.
And then in that process, I wrote that, and I have a collection of poetry that I want to release that I wrote in that time too. Like in the time that I was like, I'm done.
You've actually
I
went
wrote
back in the
fucking
and
book.
wrote books.
You know what I mean? You know, so, and that wasn't even the first time. Before Ink is Blood, I had quit, and then all I did was write.
Yeah, so every time you quit, you come back with the project.
I keep literally, you know what I mean? It's like every time I quit, I come up with like loads of inspiration, and it's like every time it just pulls me back.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and
it's something
just
I
a
can't
reminder
help.
that of the ups and downs.
Yeah.
And
that's sort of what I've accepted now. Is like, there's gonna be times where this shit feels difficult and you don't want to do it, but that's a lie.
Remember, it's your therapy. It's what makes you feel sane.
Exactly. So when you feel like you don't want to do it, it's probably the time you should be doing
probably
it
think about doing it.
Yeah.
No, like just a quick one. I mean, people do check out the album. It's really dope, and I'll go check out the Ink is Blood. I'm gonna go check that one out, because for some reason it sounds like your art, if that makes sense. Because even the Ink is Blood, it's like, when you listen to it, how do you feel?
Well, depends. So sometimes I listen to it and it's like, I'm really self-critical.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is the worst thing ever. I don't even know why I put it out. And then sometimes I listen to it and I'm like, that's me being true to myself.
Yeah. And there's an element of being prophetic about it
Yeah.
within the words.
Yeah. And like, again, like that album was part of the reason why I had to not quit again.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I gave myself my word.
Okay.
And that's like the worst trust to break.
Yeah.
You know?
Your own word. My
Your
word is
own-
bond.
Exactly.
that's it.
So if it's not to me,
Who is it
how
to?
can I convince anyone else to then listen to any of this
If it's
shit
not.
if I can't back what I said
Yeah.
in it?
Yeah.
You know?
No, I hear that, man. No, you know what? I think that's a dope place to end it. Actually, quick one. Before we end it, what have you been listening to recently?
What have I been listening to? I've been listening to Celine Dion, Power of Love.
Oh, interesting.
I've been listening to the whole Clips album.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's I've enjoyed that album.
That album has been the one. And Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
I've been listening to Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon too. I always go back to that album, but I've been listening to Man on the Moon too.
Kid musically up there.
Yeah.
And sometimes we just want more material from him, but then sometimes with
His new
experimental
album is
artists.
pretty good.
Which one?
He just dropped, I forget the name, Neverland, I think.
Neverland.
Isn't it?
Because I've been listening to that. The last one I listened to was Intergalactica, the one
The
that
one with
came
the
with the
moon.
with the visual. Yeah, I
That
really
one was
enjoyed
dope.
that
I
one.
really enjoyed. There was a song with Ty Dolla.
Oh man, because
Willing to Trust. That shit was fucking beautiful.
Like that album was a complete album for me.
Yeah.
And conceptually, it just ticked all the boxes. I really
I hear
enjoyed
that.
that album.
I hear that.
Oh man, that was. You just reminded me to go back to that album, or should I say, go back to Cudi? But no, my listen actually one that they're stuck on, Sacrifice, one of yours.
Oh,
Yeah, one of yours.
Big
one
up,
of yours.
big up, appreciate that.
Like I
appreciate
dude,
that.
I enjoy your pen.
No, big up, man, I appreciate
you
that.
dope with it, and like I said, for me, it was a dope surprise to see that there's music in there as well, because I wanted to talk to you as a judge, knowing all the other layers. So like it was a nice treat. Like I really enjoyed the album. So yeah, people do check it out. Like do check it out. And anything else you want to plug?
No, just the album. Listen to Vanta Blues, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, thanks for joining, fam.
Big up,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Bless.
Yo, thanks for tuning in. And if you tune in thus far, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Appreciate it. Peace, love, and wisdom. We out.